Niall Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube. Hey, Car Connection friends, thanks for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop. We got some more goodies for you to share, and we're going to be talking about front end suspension and steering. And I just did a major on the 2008 Nissan Rogue, and the videos are up there on my evaluation of the vehicle. It was sent to us to check it out and look it over and compare. We did a comparison evaluation to a shop's evaluation and seen how Motormouth's list of needs, wants, and necessities to theirs. So it was like, you'll have to watch that video where you see the documentation, and names have been changed to protect the unknown people, because that's not the whole deal behind the re-evaluation. It's always good to get a second opinion on things. If you know what, if it doesn't feel good here, get a second opinion. That's what I always say in the automotive world. Get a second opinion, and if that doesn't feel good, get a third opinion and compare all three. That way you know who's feeding you something and who's not, who's being honest, because there's a lot of dishonesty in all professions. Well, welcome aboard. Don't forget to like, share, follow us on Facebook at Niall Motormouth Jenkins. There's reels there you won't see anywhere else. Don't forget to like, give us a thumbs up, share your comments down below. That's important to me. Let us know you're enjoying the videos or something specific you'd like to see us cover. And more than likely we can, because we all have tons of stuff around the Car Connection Workshop to work on and fix. And people send us stuff. So we got lots to do. If you want something specific, just let us know. Drop that in the comments box. I answer all comments. Also, subscribe and watch the videos. If you want to help our channel or any other online influencers on YouTube that you enjoy, here's how you do it. And it doesn't cost a single dime. Like, share, follow, put comments, subscribe, watch the videos, and ring the notification bell so you're notified when new videos go up. That helps all our channels on YouTube for the algorithms to put us out further to bigger audiences. So your help is what keeps those YouTube channels and the influencers on YouTube that give away a lot of knowledge for free. And that's what I'm doing for you as well. I've got lots of 40 years of automotive cars, trucks, equipment. I work on it. I have a license to do it as well. Sharing to all influencers on YouTube. Congratulations for stepping forward and sharing your knowledge with the people out there watching our videos for free to help you, You can also find us at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, ccbusnet.com. That's where you'll find local, family-owned and operated businesses that I put my seal of approval on. Give them your business and let them know that Car Connection and Motormouth sent you. Also, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Click on the businesses button, and what you'll find there is bloopers and outtakes that Skippy has shot little ditties and not told me about, and she posts them up there. All right, so check that out as well. Why Stevensville? Because they're people, and that's where my pops lives for almost 40 years, over 40 years. Stevensville, great place to visit. Check it out, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Let's jump right into this today. Oh, don't forget your Car Connection merch. There's shirts, hoodies, toques, winter hats, available. Snapback caps. I got one. Just a minute. You got to see it. Just a minute. I don't have my hat on today. No wonder. Got my thinking cap here. Here we go. It does, you know, I got my hair cut. It doesn't seem to fit right. You ever feel that? Yeah, have you got one of these? You can pick your color. I'm going to order one for myself. They come in black and yellow. Yes, we're going to get one of those for sure. So get your hat. This one's charcoal gray. You can pick the color and pay for it safely online and get it $5 above cost right now. So we're almost, if we made them any cheaper, we'd be paying you to get them. So get yourself a Car Connection hat, snapback hat. And does that look okay? I can't see a darn thing. Okay, let's jump into this. Should I leave it on or put it sideways? What do you think? Yeah, that looks good. No, not really. We'll just put it on like this. Got to get yourself one of these. I got to adjust it. I think my hair cutting guy, did he leave any on there? Do I have any? All right, today, when your service tech says you got some worn components, steering and suspension components, pay close attention. Really. Because this particular vehicle, I drove it out of town to go and visit the person that sent it down. And I had a vehicle up there I needed to take a look at and put an appraisal together for. And we checked the front end, Skippy and I. So watch that video, 2008 Nissan Rogue. And the checklist from the shop that evaluated it had some front end steering components on their list. And then we double checked. I didn't think it was this bad till I took it apart. And I've done the job. And there's also a video on that as well. We did the one side, right? We tore it down, and then I built it off the camera. So both sides are done. So we did lower ball joints, which were control arms, both sides, tie rod ends. The inners were fine on the front. The inner tie rods were fine. Sway bar links. So let's jump into it. Here's what I found when it came time to tear it apart. First of all, this didn't make their list from the shop. They had written down right front, so passenger side outer tie rod end. But this is the driver's side. Now the outer tie rod end on the passenger side was definitely shot. And I think we showed you that in that video as well. There's no boot left on this. So here you've got a ball and socket wide open to road splash and road crud getting in here and just grinding it to pieces. And it is pretty much seized. Like that is really tight. But just for the boot alone, this tie rod end is going to wear out fast because there's no boot to keep the grease in, but there we go. I just peeled that right off like nothing. So this is a tie rod that needs to be replaced. When the boot is open, the grease comes out, the water, the road crunch, and everything gets in there, and we'll file this in no time. And it can seize, and then the tie rod portion itself, which is this part here, it's a ball and socket. And that's really tight. So now you can really see it. It's a ball, and the socket is the base. This thing could snap clean off if it seizes completely, and it will. It will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So that didn't make their list, but it made my list. This is done. That's a steering component that has to come off. You can't buy these boots, and even if you could, you know what? The ball and socket has already been subject to road, I call it road grunge. It's gritty. It will file that ball and socket like no tomorrow. Done. So that thing could have possibly, let me get a paper towel here, snapped off. Not good. Because when that breaks, you lose the steering on that wheel. That means the wheel can go wherever it wants to, however it wants to. and you go out of control. It's not a ride you'd want to buy a ticket for. That's all I'm going to say. This is from the same side, driver's side. This is the sway bar link. So this is the ball and socket, is exactly how this is made. Same. There's a stud with a nut. There's the ball and socket. This too sits in a pocket like this. And this is sloppy loose. When I went to unbolt this, it came apart in my hands. It popped clean out of its socket. Let's see if I can get this open. I might be able to. Maybe. Let's see if we can get a screwdriver or something in there. Pop that open so you can have a really good look at what the ball and socket looks like, because you need to know this stuff, folks. I'm just going to put this out of my way for a minute. But we're going to keep that here because you need to see that. So I went to undo the bottom. Did you see the crap come out of there? Can I say crap? Stuff came out of there. The bottom was still intact. But when I went to undo the nut on the top, the whole thing came out in my hands. And I'm like, oh, that probably wasn't a good idea to drive the car quite a ways out of town. And that's what happened. Okay, we need a smaller thingy to get in there. We can get in there. Yes, we can. Because I really want you to see this. And I wanted you to... Why didn't I do this ahead of time, somebody's saying? Because I want you to see it as I get to see it. So this might have a wire in it, I'm not sure. Maybe yes, maybe no. Okay, plan B. Always have multiple plan Bs. So we don't need to save that thing. It's going in the scrap bin. So I'm going to cut that off. Just like that. Peel that open. Look at it. There's nothing left of that socket. It's been completely ground away. And that's will happen to that tie rod. And that had a boot on it. You following me on this? This had a boot on it to protect the crud from getting in there. And look at it. Whatever grease was packed into this ball and socket from the factory when they manufactured it, okay, I popped it back in there. So when I went to undo it, it just popped right, the knuckle just popped right out of here, like nothing. And it fell off in my hand. We have a question. Well, why these things wear out is no grease fittings. We used to be able to grease stuff, and now we can't. This is how they're manufacturing stuff now. But for me, in my house, just stay right there. I'm going to go get something that shows you I can grease my car. I can grease the non-greasable fittings. I just have to head over to my grease bay section. And I will bring over the kit that I have, because quite often I have stuff. I try to buy front end parts that have grease fittings in now. Very difficult. Very difficult. Nothing has grease fittings in anymore. And I don't want to open this package, but this is an inner tie rod end. And it too is a ball and socket. And you can see there's grease. It's a ball and socket. And I'll tell you, it's tight. It's tight. A boot goes over here. This threads into your power steering rack and pinion. Then a boot goes over and closes this off and closes the shaft off to keep the grease and the road crud out of there. But again, they're not greasable. Those are not greasable. Cool. Okay, I promised to show you that I can grease these. Because what I can do is take my needle greaser, and I'll show you on this. And what I do is I take this, and don't jab yourself with this because it's not good, is as long as the rubber is in good shape, you can get into the rubber with it. Now I'm in, see? Don't tear it around or anything. Now I can grease that and put some grease back in there. Because what tends to happen is the grease gets thick. And so then it stays in one spot in that knuckle. In here, it might be all over here and there's nothing over there. So it doesn't travel because it's gotten thick. It's congealed and it's drying out. The grease is drying out. So the petroleum part of the grease is drying away, and so it gets thick and it cracks and it'll just stay where it is. So what I do is when I'm doing my oil changes, I check to make sure the boot is in good shape and that it's puffy. And if it seems like in this one you can see there's not much puffiness, then I'll puncture it with my needle greaser and very carefully I'll put some grease in there, and then just don't overdo it so that the boot is pressurized with grease. You only need a few pumps in there, and then now that fresh grease is going to get into that ball and socket. You take this out. I usually put 2 or 3 pumps in, slip this out, and you haven't done enough damage that it won't seal and it's not under pressure. I mean, if you pressurize this boot, yeah, it's going to come noodling out of there. That's why I say, if a little is good, fellas, more is not good. A little is good, because then you can revitalize this and prevent the rust from getting in here. So what happened is water got in through this boot because it's not in good shape. It's not in good shape and it wore it out. So like I said, I just did this job the other day over the weekend, and this thing just popped right out of there and all kinds of crud came out. So that's the reason why that happened. So great question there, Skippy, is no grease fittings. But you can buy these needle greasers and be very, very careful with them, and you make sure that, you don't leave it laying around and you don't puncture your own skin with it and give yourself a grease job, because that would be bad. That would be a medical alert thing. So when somebody tells you that you have worn suspension and steering components, you need to pay attention to that, and that's the whole idea why I'm sharing that with you is potentially, what? Can't, potentially, no? Potentially, something like that. Could have been a disaster for me on the road. Sway bar link breaks, tie rod end snaps off. It's a very loud yippee, because now the car's in control of you, not you of the car. So when you see suspension and steering components are worn and need to be replaced, written on your repair order, and the tech is bringing it to your attention, give it the attention it deserves, because that could have definitely been a disaster. And I drove a lot of highway. It was 2 hours getting where I needed to go one way, and lots of traffic on major highways in Ontario. So thank goodness nothing happened till I took it apart. I did want to show you one other component, if I may. So I've neglected to bring it in. I wanted to show you a lower control arm, which is very popular with a lot of vehicles today. The ball joints are part of an integral part of the lower control arm. But I say but because I'm going to show you something. Let me show you something. All right, I got to head outside for just a minute. You don't mind, do you? When we're live here in the shop, you never know what's going to happen. But I really want to show you this. Yeah, there you are. Okay. I want this one right here. And we might as well show you that as well. So, yeah, the sun is shining. It's turning out to be a pretty decent day here today. All right. We'll close that to keep the furry varmints out, if you know what I mean. All right, so here's the, from the same vehicle, that's the tie rod end that was on their list. So I'll just show you that quickly so you can see. what's going on here. This one is ready to come apart. So let's cut it open so you can have a really good look at it. Because folks, when I say, if your tech's telling you you got some worn steering and suspension components, pay attention. In fact, I would recommend that you just leave the vehicle there and get the guy to fix it. Don't take it home, because that's where, you know what, I got lucky. I must have had some angels watching over me, because if I knew it was that bad, I would not have taken that vehicle down the road. I would not have taken it down the road. We checked it here, Skippy and I, and it didn't look too bad. Like, it looked like, yeah, it's got to be done, but if I take it easy out there, I should be good. No, I should not have driven it, period, because I know better. I do, I know better. Okay, so this was the passenger side front tie rod end. Now you wait and see what now you're going to get a really good bird's eye view of what road crud and granch looks like. The grease is full of grit because the road crud is getting around. See how loose that is on there? It's not watertight. It's coming in from, it's getting right in through here very easily. See that? Very easily. So the road crud, the water's getting in there. So here's what you end up with. It wears the ball and socket out. Now you can really see the ball and socket. This is sloppy loose. And this was really bad. This could have come apart as well. Could have come apart on me on the highway, and I would have lost the steering. So yeah, when it's brought to your attention that someone says, hey, you got a tie rod that's loose or a piece of steering linkage that's loose, you leave it there and let them do it, because that comes off, you have no steering on that side. The wheel is flapping. And if you're at highway speeds, anything can happen at that point, because you cannot control that wheel. And if you hit the brake pedal really hard, what happens is when this comes apart, the wheel folds in and now potentially roll the vehicle end over end. If it breaks and you know what's happened, you've lost the steering on that side. If you just let off the gas and let the vehicle slow down on its own, you just keep it straight in line. Don't change lanes. Don't do nothing. Just let the vehicle slow down. That wheel will stay pretty much straight till you get stopped. But as soon as you press the brake, the wheel's going to turn in and it's going to fold under, and then you'll lose control of it. So that's what that looks like, and that's how that happens. Again, no grease fitting or Zerk fitting. So here's a whole case of Zerk fittings. I used to be in this kit all the time changing grease fittings. They used to put them in here, and then we greased it. So it's all manufactured obsolescence is the term. They know when they make this, it's going to crap out at some point. But your best defense is a needle greaser. Then you got to learn how to use it and how to use it right. Then you can put a little grease back in here and carry on. But that was done. Absolutely done. And if I'd have really seen that, there's no stinking way I would have taken that thing even to the corner store to get a lottery ticket, which I don't play because I don't like losing. If I lose a nickel in the driveway, I'm going to trip you getting to it. Yeah. Anyhow, you get my point. I wouldn't have left the neighborhood with the car. It was towed down here on a flatbed. That's how it got here from a couple hours away. All right, this is the big enchilada, and I want you to see this. And that wraps up this segment. If your fella in the service bay says you have a lower ball joint that's worn out, you need to change the control arm. It is the best way to go. If you watch the other videos on this while this was still on the car, you can see there is a clip here, right here. You may be able to buy the ball joint separately, but this bushing is gone as well. See this? It's done. That's the rear portion. This bolts to the frame. This bolts to the frame. this bolts to your steering. And that's the lower ball joint right here. And this thing is done. And the boot is split open. Let's cut it off and let's have a look inside there too, okay? This way you can get a really good bird's eye view. And again, with our videos, you're always going to learn 5 things. What it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, how it wears out, how could you have done something differently to prevent it. And in this case, it's grease. It's grease. And like I said, I've known those needle greasers for a long time. They came out many years ago as components, steering components, started to lose their grease fittings. So again, it's called manufactured obsolescence. That's what it is. They want us to just continue to buy stuff constantly. They don't want it to last. Nobody builds anything to last anymore. They want you to have to buy it over and over and over again. So what do we have to do? We have to learn how to offset that. That's the purpose of my needle greaser. See, there's a wire in there, right in here. There's a wire in there on this one. So it's not going to cut all the way through, but we're going to get there because I know how. Just keep cutting around here. So I want you to have a visual. I want you to see what happens to the grease because this is going to tell you the story. Yeah, there's always a story on car parts. Let me tell you what it is, where it is, how it works, how it broke, and could I, as the vehicle owner, have done something differently to save myself some money, time, and a few bloody knuckles. All right, we're in here now. The grease is, see it? It's all coagulated. Like it's thick. It's not going to circulate around the ball and socket because it's thick. So if I put it there, see, it's going to stay there. It has no viscosity to it. It's gone. And so, again, it's not fitting really tight. See that? It's not fitting really tight around here anymore. So the water gets in, and that affects the grease as well. And so it wears out the ball and socket. You can see this, the grease is all thick, so it doesn't run in there. It doesn't move around and completely lubricate the ball and socket. So this ball joint, it's out of it. Lots of play, sloppy loose. This is under a lot of pressure in your vehicle because it's swinging up and down. Every time you hit a bump, this is your lower control arm. It keeps the wheels in line along with the tie rod ends. So this thing, if you put a GoPro down there on a magnet and you saw how this arm is constantly, this is how it sits in the car, just like this. It's down, it's up, it's down, it's up, constantly like this, constantly. And that's not even exaggerating. That's how the front end moves. This thing is constantly moving up and down with the strut and all the other steering components, the inner tie rod, the outer tie rod. It all works together. This bushing is totally out of it as well. You can see it's coming apart. And yeah, you could press this out. You see, it does sit inside this, but you know, it's time and labor. And how much are these components to buy? And then you're going to pay the technician to press it out and press new ones in. You can buy the whole kit. The whole kit and caboodle as a kit where you get tie rod ends, inner tie rods, outer tie rods, and 2 lower control arms was less than $250 for the whole thing. Yeah. Question? Yeah, that's a good one. Another good one, Skippy. Hey, I want you to have this. Yeah, you don't want that. Never mind. You know what? I'll tell you what. How about a 100% beef hot dog for lunch on the Barbie? What do you think? Good deal? All the fixins? This particular vehicle, ready for it, you might say, well, how many kilometers does it have? 119,000. 2008. That's how much wear and tear. You know why? The roadways. I honestly, I grew up working on a dairy, beef, and chicken farm as a kid. I think some of the farm trails I used to drive the little tractors down were smoother. All the potholes, all the divots, the roadways aren't what they used to be. Some of them are rougher than a stucco toilet seat, if you know what I'm saying. There's a visual. Yeah, there you go. That was free. So if you're wondering, well, I don't drive my vehicle very much. I have low mileage. You'll be quite surprised. At 119,000 kilometers, all these components worn out. Mileage doesn't mean anything on today's roadways. As I showed you, the fittings are no longer greasable, haven't been for quite some time. Mileage means nothing. These components can be worn out in low mileage, and sometimes you can have 200,000-300,000 kilometers on some of these components and everything's okay. So having your front end suspension and steering components checked at every oil change service, or if you hear something clunk, rattle, or just doesn't sound normal, don't let it go, because any one of these components that I've pointed out to you in this video had broken or come loose and come apart, would have put that vehicle at danger and its occupants. We don't want to go there, trust me. So I wanted to share that with you after I got into the front end on the 2008 Rogue with 119,000 original kilometers on it. You can have a lot of components that could cause a really bad car wreck if you ignore it. So don't ignore it. Again, I've already said it. I'm going to say it again. Your vehicle's in for an oil change service. Give the technicians permission to check your suspension, your steering, and your brakes. Because if you can't stop it and you can't steer it, nothing else matters, folks. And if they bring anything to your attention that is suspension and steering and brakes that needs further service or attention, get it done. Because this could have been an absolute disaster on the highway. Suspension and steering, anything brought to your attention is a safety issue. It's a safety issue. So till next time, keep it under 100. Put the coffee on. We're going to come to your house. Don't forget to get your Car Connection merch. Go to our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Click on the link on the home page that says store, or you'll find the URL in the description box for our videos. So like, share, and follow, and comment your comments below on our videos. Subscribe and watch the videos, and ring the notification bell so you know when new videos are going up each and every week and when we go live stream. Follow us on Facebook at Nile Motormouth Jenkins. There you'll see reels you will not see anywhere else. Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Click on the businesses button or tab, and that's where you'll see outtakes and bloopers. In other words, goofy stuff that Skippy catches me doing when I'm not looking. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it now. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag, and follow, and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on, because we're coming to your house.